In classic troll fashion, user bunch of numbers says, another abused child hating on their parents for followers. It's so interesting to me, like the psychology of this comment, because you are able to recognize that I was abused, but then equate me talking about that abuse as hating on my parents. Like, the cognitive dissonance is astounding. The only reason that somebody might think that I'm hating on my parents is because the things that they did to me were really terrible. So when I talk about them, it's negative because they were negative, horrific things that were done to me. If they wanted me to talk kindly about them, then they should have treated me kindly. They should have treated me with the respect and love that I deserved as a child, instead of treating me as a nuisance and an annoyance because they had children, because it's what they were expected to do, because society told them to, when they were vastly underprepared, undiagnosed, neurodivergent, and had massive trauma wounds that were completely unaddressed, and then used their children as an outlet for those problems instead of looking inward and seeing the harm that they were causing. And because I know you guys are going to ask what this lawnmower sound is in the background, he's snoring. He's sleeping, but not snoring so much. Hi, baby. Hi, Charo. Good morning. And what's really funny is, like, you commented this on a video where I'm not actually even talking about my experiences with my parents. I was addressing the fact that people only listen to abuse victims when they talk about something with like a calm tone, as a form of tone policing, basically. And that if you want to be heard, unfortunately, we have to develop these trauma responses where we do talk calmly, because in the families that we lived in, any sort of emotionality being shown led to anything we said, any feelings we had being completely dismissed by our parents. So we had to come to those conversations with our parents prepared to completely justify our feelings in a calm tone and regulated manner, even as like 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, which means that we didn't learn how to feel our feelings properly. And for the last part of your statement that I'm doing this for followers, what? Let me give you some background on me, okay? So I had never been somebody who posted on social media up until like a year and a half ago. I was terrified of actually posting about it at all because I had such terrible like judgment trauma and fear of rejection trauma that I was terrified to post anything because I thought that it would automatically be met with criticism, even like amongst family and friends, okay? So I never really posted pictures on other platforms. Like, I wouldn't even comment on videos on here because I was like, my opinion doesn't matter. And then I started going to therapy, and my therapist was like, you know what? You should consider making videos about stuff, because I used to be a teacher. I'm good at educating people about stuff, and I think that people would relate to a lot of what you have to say, and that it may be helpful for you in your processing, because I'm also a verbal processor. So I started making videos at that time about autism and ADHD because I had been diagnosed with ADHD for a long time. However, I didn't really fully understand it, and I just started to explore it a lot more in the ways that it actually like impacted my day-to-day life. And also I started exploring like an autism diagnosis, which I ended up getting, and like processing that on here. And then shit went down with my family, and I ended up going no contact with them. And because I was sharing about stuff in my family already, just like in my interactions and their rejection of my autism diagnosis, it felt natural to share about it on here. And I did that because I knew that there would be people who related to me, and that it would be helpful for them to hear my experiences, just like it was really helpful for me to hear the experiences of other people when I was trying to decide whether or not I was going to go no contact with my own parents. I watched videos on here from other people. This criticism also just like doesn't make sense. What is any person who's creating content on social media doing? They're creating content for people who follow them, also hoping that their videos get seen by more people so they do get more followers and engagement, because that's the point of posting on social media. Like, okay, yeah, I would love to have my account grow. Sue me. It just doesn't even make sense. Like, you're shaming me for what everyone is doing on social media. Why? And what's especially crazy is like, I haven't been monetizing my platform recently. I've been using any sort of money or commissions or income I make from the videos that I make on here to donate to families in Gaza. And I'm going to do the same thing here. Anything I get from this video, I'm going to give to Rhonda and her family who are trying to escape, who have multiple family members that are in dire need of urgent medical care, including her father, who had a failed heart surgery and is in dire need of another one as soon as possible. I'm also going to tag Rhonda because she has an account on here where she talks about her experiences. That way you can go listen to her directly rather than listening to somebody who looks like me. And moreover, if you feel inclined to do so, if you have over $1,000 in your bank account, if you could go here and give $5. If you have under $1,000, if you could go here and give $1 or $2, and then I'll give it to Rhonda for you. every little bit that you give makes a difference, and I post receipts of me giving those tips as well as any commissions I make from stuff or amounts I make off of videos consistently on here as well, so people can see evidence of me doing what I say I'm going to do. And as for you, troll, I feel bad for you. You have nothing better to do than comment things like this on people's videos behind your private account that doesn't even have a real username or an image behind it, because you are so lacking so much confidence that you can't even say this with your full chest. Like, really? I feel bad for you because it's clear that you're jealous of the community that I've created here with people who relate to what I've gone through and have said that it's validating to hear someone talk about it so openly. I feel bad for you that you feel the need to shame somebody who's trying to do good things with the trauma that they experienced, even if it means making money off of it, which after a lifetime of trauma, honestly, I deserve it. Most of the money I make off of here goes towards my therapy bills, and usually they don't even cover it each month. And I feel bad for you because it's clear from leaving a comment like this that you're operating out of a place of shame, which means you probably have a lot of internalized shame about yourself and your own experiences. As somebody who's done a lot of emotional work because of the trauma I experienced in trauma therapy, shame is something I no longer operate out of, and it's no longer effective for me. So I don't feel anything reading this comment. I just feel bad for you. I hope you have the day you deserve.